touches the fixed jaw. This jaw does not move, so it's immobile, it's fixed. This one travels in and out, but when it travels in and out, microscopically, it kind of goes like this. This one never moves, and so it should be straight. So just dial in a few thousandths, or about half the travel, and now we're going to run this across from end to end and look for any change in that needle. Now it's going to go through a bump here, so you'll see a bump. Boom. But it didn't really move, did it? Yeah, okay, so this is out. Maybe, let's measure that again. So we got 1, 2.5 thousandths. That's not very much. It's only about the thickness of a hair that it's crooked. Not even that. Okay, so this vise is within 1,000 straight. So this is good enough for most work. This is straight. So what we're doing is we're just checking the vise to make sure it's on the table straight. If not, again, you will never make things parallel. You're going to machine something and you'll check it from end to end and it'll show a big taper. And you don't want that. Some sides of a part should be parallel. It should, like if you put a micrometer on this, the thickness here should be exactly the same as the thickness here. Right? That's what we're doing here. Okay? We check it. Good to go. So we can start the day's work. No problem. This is very important because you want to do this right. Okay, this is called a drawbar. A drawbar. What happens is it goes down through the middle of the spindle and it screws into the arbor. That's all it is. And as you screw it in, this can't go down anymore, so it has to pull this up as we're screwing it on.
Does that mean locks on top or anything?
No, I'll show you. It doesn't need a lock. So as we're screwing this on, this thing is going up, right? It's going up the threads. As it's going up, it seats this taper. Remember when we had a tug-of-war over here with the drill and the tapered shank? Well, it's doing the same thing here. This is a taper, and in the end of the spindle is a taper. So as this drawbar draws it up, it sits on that taper, and it ends up right dead center in the middle of this spindle. And it doesn't come out. Now, let me show you how to put it on and how to take it off. Notice on the side of the arbor there's a slot. Okay? There's a slot right here. Most of the machines, well, when they came in brand new, you start by putting your finger up in there and feel around. You might find a bump in here, and that bump goes in this slot. So if you put this in wrong, it'll only go up there so far until you rotate it, boom, and then you'll feel it go up. So that means that bump inside here has dropped into this slot. It's to keep this thing from rotating as it's doing the work. Now, not my machines, and I'm standing on my tiptoes. See, that's where this thing comes in handy. And I'm just average height. So, okay, now, this is tight. I can't tighten it anymore with my fingers. This is a brake. Hold down on the brake, take the other end of this little hammer, put it on the top of the drawbar. Can everybody see where this hammer head is? Pull it 90 degrees. That's enough. No more than that. Now this thing is plenty tight, and it's not going to move around. Okay, drawbar or arbor goes in there first. Cutter goes in there second. Notice this has a flat, right? Has a flat. That flat has to go in line with this set screw, and you tighten it, try to tighten it a little bit as you rotate the cutter, and you'll feel it go. If you have to, take the set screw out, look inside the hole, and line it up with the flat. Am I making myself clear? Okay, so we'll put it in there. There it goes. And as I tighten it, I could feel this thing rotate just a little bit. Watch this thing rotate just a little bit. There, you did it. It's done. And then hit this with the back of your hand, tighten up. That's it. It only has 2 speeds, low range, high range, and it's back here. If we look at the on-off switch, it says FOR, it's an abbreviation for forward, REV, that's abbreviation for reverse. However, when the machines are in low gear, this is flip-flopped. So to make this go forward in low gear, we would have to put it in reverse. Now, why didn't that turn on? Okay, I didn't show you how to turn these machines on. This red button, push it in, rotate it a little bit to the right, it has arrows, and let it pop out. Now everybody listen back here. Do you hear that? A bit. I'll do it again. Listen. All the electricity is popped on. So this machine now will run. Okay? And I'm going to put it in reverse and it's going to go forward. Remember I was showing you forward and reverse? This is forward. This is the way the cutter has to rotate to do any work. It's going what we would think of as clockwise. That's if you were standing on top of the machine and looking straight down, you'd see it rotating like this to the right. That's reverse. The rotation of the cutter. This is called a conventional cut, and that's the only acceptable cut on a conventional mill. On CNC, they go just the opposite way. They feed the part with the cutter going this direction. That's called a climb cut because every time the cutting edge comes around, it's trying to climb on top of the part and pull the part into it. On a conventional machine like this, what would happen is the table would start bucking back and forth. It'd go bang, 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 like that. And it'd do that about 2-3 times, and then this cutter would break again right here, or throw the part out of the vise. All right, so we don't climb cut. We go conventional, and now say we've cut it, and we want to take more off the side. You can go back this way without moving the cutter, because basically the material's been now what? Removed, right? So it might take off 1/1000ths, but that's okay. And then we would say, okay, we're going to make a big change here, pull the part and material into the cutter some more, and we'd start again going this way. Okay? Well, that's basically it. Turn your cards over. We've made a